By the time I realised Griffin had a knife, it was too late, and the blade was already pressed to my throat. He was a head taller than me, and twice as broad, and his electric blue eyes were wild with anger and intelligence. My plan had been to see how far I could push him, but I had overplayed my hand. That night, I had driven across the city to try and stop a war. Instead, I'd walked right into one. "I warned you it was going to come to this, didn't I?" he hissed through clenched teeth. "I gave you the chance to walk away, to get out of here before you came to a cruel end. Now look where it's got you." I could smell Red Bull and vodka on his breath. He was pushed up against me, and it was like being crushed by a concrete block. "I just want to talk to you, Pat." I tried to make my voice sound relaxed and unforced, even though my heart was pounding so hard the entire street must be reverberating from it. "All you've done since you walked in here 3 months ago is fucking talk," he said, running the point of the weapon, some kind of ornate switchblade, through the bristles of my beard, making a gentle crackling sound. "I've had enough of your conversation." "You're hurting my feelings," I said. "Can't we go back inside and have a drink like civilized people?" One of Griffin's forearms, dappled with elaborate tattoos and knotted with sinuous muscle, was pinning me to the wall of the pub I had just called him out of. Somewhere outside the bubble in which he and I alone seemed to exist, I was aware of people milling about, of voices raised in alarm and the sound of vehicles passing on the street opposite. But they seemed very far away. I knew I was in a car park in the middle of a large local authority housing estate on the outskirts of a small city in Ireland. In 15 yards due north of where I stood, in the bar, people were having beer after work and talking about horse racing, or the latest person to get voted off "I'm a celebrity, get me out of here." 200 yards in the opposite direction, in the houses and flats of the urban sprawl, mothers were getting their children ready for bed, probably reading them stories or making sure they were tucked in. Calm normality was so close, but it might as well have been a different world. It was a different world. "Why would I want to have a drink with a stuck-up bollocks like you?" Griffin snarled, bringing me back to the clear and present danger. I had one card left to play, and if it didn't work, I was out of options. "John McGann sends his regards," I said, enunciating each word carefully. My assailant was so furious, I wanted to be certain he understood what I was telling him. In fact, he suggested I come and see you. Those unnaturally pale eyes narrowed, and then, with a roar, Griffin dropped his knife, gripped me by the lapels of my jacket, and threw me with all his considerable strength across the car park and into the bonnet of my Skoda, knocking all the air out of my lungs in an explosive burst. As I hit the tarmac at him, I could hear his rapid, heavy steps as he thundered toward me to finish the job, and I tried to roll into a ball to protect myself from whatever was coming.